Back to you. In the meantime, do any of you remember this exchange? Take a look.
Why are you here today, sir?
Because I hear a president say that he believed in what Lincoln stood for. Lincoln's primary thing was he believed that people had the right to liberty and had the right...
Sir, what does this have to do with taxes? What does this have to do with your taxes? Do you realize that you're eligible for a $400 credit?
Finish my point.
Well, he was never able to finish that point, so we thought we would let him. The guy you just saw being interviewed at the Chicago Tea Party, joining me right now, he only wants to use his first name, and we're more than happy to oblige. Norm, good to have you.
How you doing, Neil?
It's got to be weird for you, because I know you didn't seek this attention, but you've become sort of like this internet celebrity. That exchange has been downloaded, I don't know, over 1 million times on YouTube, and people are telling me they keep downloading it. How does it feel?
Well, it's a little bit weird. I certainly didn't expect this much attention. I had a long conversation with my wife before coming on here, and I was concerned about what the reaction might be. But at the same time, I look at my son and I look at other people's kids, and I say, what is going to be the role of government on those individuals when we're spending so much money?
Now, Norm, the CNN reporter, when she was talking to you, she was trying to bring out the point that under President Obama, you would likely see a tax cut. 95% of Americans, the White House say, will. So some of the things you were protesting were groundless, effectively. What did you make of that?
Well, when I hear her talking about, we're going to get $50 billion in Illinois in stimulus, I say, if you've got a problem where you're spending too much money, how is getting more money going to fix that problem? It doesn't bring about fiscal responsibility. We've got to look at what we're doing, and government needs to function properly and debate what they're doing with our money.
I know you brought your child with you. I was covering the event in Sacramento, Norm, where a lot of people did the same, young dads like yourself who brought their kids, even grandparents who brought their grandkids. And they all were taking great offense to the fact that many in the media were referring to them as fringe groups, crazy protesters, right-wing nuts, that sort of thing. Did that bother you?
Yes, it did. I was just trying to put the government on guard about what they're doing, and I didn't really appreciate being labeled. I was trying to take part in what I would think would be the normal operation of an individual in this country, as far as standing up, standing for what I believe, and then voicing my opinion. I don't think I was being offensive to anyone. I certainly wasn't trying or intending to be. But at the same point, I see things happening where we're ramming bills through Congress, we're spending trillions of dollars, and it concerns me a great deal.
Can I ask you this, Norm? I know you didn't volunteer for this publicity assignment, and you got it. And I can understand your skittishness and your wife's skittishness about continuing to appear in the media. But now you've become sort of this hero to many who shared this Tea Party cause. What do you think you should do now?
Well, this was really, really difficult. I mean, even coming on today, my wife is just extremely, extremely nervous about what's happening. My stomach was in knots most of the day, thinking about what could possibly happen, how this could affect our lives. I don't want to be any kind of, media star or anything like that. I just wanted to voice an opinion, and if it got some attention and got the government to slow down, take a look at what they're doing, maybe actually starting to debate and actually reading some of the bills that they're signing, then I thought that would be a good thing for not only my child, but the children of America. I think that we're spending an awful lot of money, and somebody's going to have to pay this money back at some point in time. And I was very, very concerned about it.
Norm, I wasn't at the Chicago event. I was in Sacramento, but I've looked at this tape many times, maybe you have once or twice, and the cynic in me says, was this staged? Did the reporter stage it or set you up? I have no way to prove that. I'm just asking you about that because others who were there told me that was the feeling they had about that. What do you say?
Well, I don't know, but I always used to talk with my grandmother, who has long since passed. about media bias, and we're talking all the way back into the 80s, and how they used to downplay, protests or speeches by different people, and then upplay other things that they wanted to push forward. And I just think that right now the press needs to do a better job of functioning and holding our government accountable on both sides. I mean, Republicans and Democrats. I see what happened with the housing crisis, but I don't see any fixes yet. I don't see anyone being held accountable. So it's like, where's the press? They should be on both of these parties, and they should be on them like a rabid dog. You know, we need to get some answers, and we need to get some resolutions.
And people forgot that, Norm. You mentioned a very good point, because lost in this whole argument about whether it was a left-right cause, you and your wife are in the camp that says government spending, big spending, you're opposed to. You're opposed to President Bush had the financial rescues and bailouts, and you continued that opposition into this new administration. So this was, I guess, a bipartisan rant on your part, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I think it affects everyone in the country. A friend of mine made a good analogy just today. He said, you know, I hear this statement about glimmer of hope in the economy. Well, is it a glimmer of hope, or is it the rocket of inflation warming up, getting ready to take off?
Good point. By the way, your child was much better behaved than mine would have been. I mean, so my touche. Hats off to you. Norm, thank you very much.
I'm pretty lucky with him.
Yes, you are.
Thank you very much, Neil.
Thank you very much, Norm.